Next up, we have Spring Emotions from the Sonic Runners OST. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happening here, musically. So if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, become a member, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. Support this channel as much as you want. And, of course, two disclaimers. Number one, this is my first time hearing this track, so I will be pausing a lot, as I will be pointing things out as I hear them and as I realize them. And number two, this is recorded live on stream on a single take. I might stumble upon my words. Whatever happens, happens. So, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go. Let's go. I will acknowledge that. Thank you for the $2. Okay, we are 6 seconds in, and thank you for the $2, for the £2. Okay, that's gonna, yeah, I'm gonna have to do the conversion then. Thank you so much. So, we have a rock band, kind of rock, and a violin solo starting right away, giving us our motif. Very, very cool start with the rhythms and everything. The piano, we have what? Piano, bass, violin. I don't think I heard a guitar. So, let's see where this goes. Yes, it is, Izzy. That's the joke. Oh, we got either two violins or the violin played two. Okay, so very simple, very relatively simple, straightforward ensemble that we have here. Now we have drums, piano, bass. And that's what we got. Drums, piano, bass. Piano is now taking over the melody with our motif. Motif being the smallest version of the musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from. It's okay, Izzy. That's just people on the internet. So let's see. Oh, this is nice. It's very nice. It's just very feels nice. Let's see where this goes. The drums are mixed like metal drums, though. Yeah, so we get a very, very straightforward development of our motif, basically just going through the chords, letting the piano just completely take the spotlight. What is weirding me out over here, in a good way, is that the drums are mixed like heavy metal instead of what otherwise here would probably be like hard rock or even funk. But the drums are mixed like heavy metal. By the way, you can tell drums are mixed for heavy metal if the bass drum or kick drum sounds very, very high up, like has a lot of tremolo in it. Not treble. When it has a lot of treble, like it sounds very high pitched, while at the same time having that bassy sound. That is a very, very unique thing for metal, mainly because in metal, with all the low strings, like, you know, the guitars chugging and the bass chugging, it's a very good way of allowing you to hear the bass drum. It just lets it highlight a little bit. It's just a little bit... it's very, very unexpected to hear such a, you know, happy-going song, happy-going track with no electric guitars to accompany it with these drums. That is very unusual, but it is working. So let's see where it goes. There's the violin again, giving us... So the violin is now giving us some counterpoint to the piano. So the piano is basically pretty much doing the same thing, and the violin is giving us some counterpoint. So counterpoint is the study of melodies, how they interact with each other, how they develop, and right now we are doing counterpoint between the violin and the piano. But because, of course, when it comes to music, you have three main elements: melody, harmony, rhythm. Melody is this, just melody. It's very difficult to put into words what a melody is. It's just the sequence of notes that drive pretty much everything. It's basically the top everything. Let's see where this goes. Sometimes Twitch is silly with messages, so keep that in mind. this... It seems like we either have two violins or we have two layers of violins, or the violin is playing two notes at the same time. And right now we also went through a doubling. Both the violin and the keyboard/piano was doing the same thing. DVC is something more for entire sections. So I just brought up the concept of DVC. DVC is for orchestral works, which is when you have a violin section. Because when it comes to a string orchestra, you will have usually two sections of violin. Violin number 1, violin number 2, viola, cello, and double bass. And each section is going to be anywhere between 2 and sometimes 20, maybe even 30 per section, right? So violins, let's say the ones I'm used to using in my VSTs are like 12 first violins, 12 second violins, 10 violas, 8 cellos, 6 double basses. Now, divisi is when you take a part and you divide them. So in the case of something like violins, you have 12 violins in the first section. So when you do divisi, you divide the violins. So instead of being one big section of 12, you can turn it into two sections of 6. And you have them do different things. It's when you subdivide sections into other things. It's a very exclusive it's a very exclusive concept to string orchestras. And it can be it's a very tricky thing to do because then you are sacrificing a lot of sound. And usually it's going to be used in like the second violins or the violas, maybe the cellos as well. And it usually just means divisi. When you're subdividing these sections into as many as you want. It is, in my opinion, it's usually not a great idea because you have a lot of other resources, but sometimes you do just need a divisi. And when that happens. In this case, we are basically just having two violins for what it sounds like. It sounds like it's just one violin playing two notes, that kind of thing. So, yeah, just wanted to say that. How's it being a YouTuber? Well, I have no idea. Because this is a part-time thing for me. I'm loving it, though. All right, let's see where this goes. All right, Clear, you take care of yourself, yeah. Yep, we're having that counterpoint with those lovely rhythms. Some very lovely syncopation over there. So syncopation is when you play against the beat. However, in this case, the drum is also playing that same beat. What is the syncopation then? The syncopation is coming from the kick drum. The kick drum is syncopated. We have the first hit of the kick, and then the rest is syncopated. And we got very, very much, almost 4 hours. It's 5 hours. Yeah, it's part-time, yeah. So we are doing we're doing this really, really cool moment where the syncopation here is more of an accent. So an accent in music, unlike, being able to tell where somebody's from, is for accentuation. It is when you highlight specific points in the rhythm. And in this case, this melody was following the kick drum. And the kick drum doesn't entirely synchronize with the hi-hat and the snare, giving us syncopation. Because the kick only sometimes reflects what is happening in the rest of let's say that the metronome. So we have that going on. We have these two elements going at the same time, and that is what is giving the melody this concept of like this quick stepping forward, moments of like very quick motion. So let's see where this goes. It is two violins. It's two violins. Yeah, now you can hear it. There's one violin holding notes longer than the other one, and we're having what is called species counterpoint. So species counterpoint is just one of the ways that you can do counterpoint. So species counterpoint is a proportionate thing. How many notes per note? So 1-to-1 species counterpoint is you have two melodic elements going on. For every note that melody A plays, melody plays one note. Then there is 2-to-1. For every note melody A plays, melody B plays 2. Species 3, for every melody A plays, for every one note A, 3 notes B. And this just keeps going on and on and on and on for as many as you want. And in this case, we are going back and forth with species counterpoint doing this kind of stuff. Thank you for hanging out, Izzy. Good to see you. All right, let's see where this goes. Very lovely way. And a good thing about species counterpoint is that if you flip it back and forth between what is species, like which one holds the longer note, you can have a very beautiful call and response where while one of the instrument holds the note, the other one is doing a call, and then you switch it so that the other one can do the response. And of course, call and response is kind of like two instruments having a conversation. It's a very, very lovely concept. I absolutely love it. And it's just lovely. It's just lovely. So let's see where this goes. Very lovely, harmonized over there. Now we let the drums do their thing. We bring back the piano. Recapitulation. We have engaged in recapitulation. Recapitulation just means you are revisiting material that you already did. In this case, structurally speaking, when it comes to music, you have something called form, right? Form, which is just the structure of what you're doing. We have the A section, which was we had an intro, a small intro. Then we had the A section, which is this piano we're hearing right now. We had the B section, which was the violins taking over, doing all that beautiful, beautiful stuff. Now we are back to the A section. And this time we completely just we're repeating beat by beat what the A section was doing before, which is just the piano doing the melody, doing the motif. Let's see where this goes. I know, right, Bobby? It's such a cool concept. These are really good. Oh my god, we finally got a guitar! So, because we got a guitar, there is variation here. This is no longer A. This is now called A prime. The apostrophe stands for prime, which just means it's a variation. It's not a 1-to-1 repetition. We added an extra element to it. Let's see where this goes. We bring back the violins. This is still part of A. Very lovely. The violin is doing more of a solo thing. There we go. There is small variations, but they're there. So it's still roughly the same musical idea. There are just little elements here and there where there are some changes. So let's see. A prime? Yeah, it is. Yeah. This, I think this is B prime. Yeah, so now we have gone back from A prime to B prime. So we are doing a small variation. So we have had two sections. Oh, that was a horrible square. We have two sections of, we basically have two sections going on, and we are just reusing this material, making very small adjustments, but these small adjustments are significant enough that they just allow us to completely change the connotations while still keeping things familiar. Because once again, when you're making music, you want a very careful balance between what is new and what is familiar. Too much familiar stuff, too much repetition, you miss boring the listener, they tune out. Too much new stuff too quickly, you risk overwhelming the listener, they tune out. So there is a careful balance to be had between these two. and revisiting material between A and B and just adding those extra little bits and pieces here and there, that is a very, very good way, especially if these little bits and pieces end up just completely changing the connotation, which is not entirely happening over here, but it's nice enough that it still works. Let's see. Yeah, it sounds like it, Hayden. Yeah, it sounds like it, yeah. So yeah, this is B. Yeah, it's entirely B. Yep, there you go. Where are we going from this? And we go for an accordion solo. I don't know if it's an accordion or like the like version of the like the. There's this keyboard that you blow into. It's kind of like a harmonica kind of knot. Jacob Collier uses it all the time. So it's either an accordion or this. And we have entered the realm of a solo. So when that comes to solos, we can have the structure of A playing in the underside, but we don't need the... It sounds like an accordion to me. Yes. But we don't need the motif. We don't need pretty much anything. As long as the chords and the rhythm are kind of the same, now we have entered solo space. In which case, solo is a very free... So my prediction here is that we're going to have solo, then we're going to close with B. Maybe B double prime, maybe B prime, maybe this is A prime, not entirely sure. This is my prediction over here. That this is going to... How to be, and maybe we're going to get an outro. Maybe we're gonna get an outro. Let's see where this goes. Let's see if I'm right. An accord? Yeah, it's an accordion. Accordion solo. An accordion solo, dude. And the accordion is still using the motif for the solo, which is somewhat unusual for solos. Usually solos end up being completely unrelated new material, just for the rule of cool. But in this case, the accordion is using that motif and bringing back still these bits, making his job easier. So, very good stuff. Let's see where it goes. Nice. And off the ramp we go. So, going off the ramp, that's a colloquial term that I use, right? So, colloquial just means that there's no official academic term for it or anything like that. And this is a way of transitioning. It's a very, very good way of transitioning, which is you make your listener feel suspended up in the air at the mercy of inertia, waiting to see where things are going to land. How do you do that? Remove the drums, maybe the bass as well. That's exactly what happened here. And it doesn't have to be for that long. We got maybe one measure, and now we brought back the bass, and now we're going to bring back everything. But just that very small moment of just not having the drums anymore, because it's the first time in 3 minutes 25 seconds and over 3 minutes 20 seconds that there are no drums. So that absence is very loud. So why is it actually called a solo if there are still more than one instrument? Wouldn't it technically be something like main? Because usually a solo is when the melody goes off the rails completely. Like, this was not the same melodies that we had in Section A or Section B. So, therefore, a solo, and it's usually going to be something different. And in this case, it was an accordion. We brought something completely different. It was doing something completely different as well, just completely out of it. This was not entirely composed using the same structure either. Because, yeah, the overall form, yes, we are in Section A, but the melodies being played are not those of Section A. There are a few moments here and there where that melody, where that section was kind of done a short recapitulation, kind of hinting at it, but the whole melody was completely new. It was completely unrelated material, so that usually falls under the category of solo. Let's see where this goes. And there you go. We already brought the drums back, doing a slightly different... Doing the B section. Doing another variation of B. And Yep, still the variation. We're playing it all the way through. Are we going to have an outro, though? I think B double prime is going to be the outro. Very non-metal metal. Yeah, absolutely. It's the drums. It's the drums. It sounds metal because of the drums. Everything else is not metal in this at all. And I love it. See, this is how this ends. We do one more chord, and that is that. No, we have bribe list after this. So we have one more chord, and there you go. So there was no outro. The B double prime was the outro, so there was no outro. And there you go. There you go. We have a very, very good, somewhat simple binary, because we kept adding variations to them, and we just put a solo in the A section, and that's it. You got yourself a 4-minute track. And there you go. That was Spring Emotions from the Sonic Runners OST. That was awesome. That was awesome, dude. That was awesome. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA Layman-Friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here musically. So, if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, become a member, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. Support this channel as much as you want. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3 seconds, I will be linking it in the description. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, if you're on the live stream, do not request yet. And if you are not on the live stream, go to the Discord channel, Discord server. We have an LFA requests channel. Follow the instructions on the pinned messages there, and we take it from there. And if you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. If you want to know what that time is in your local time zone or any updates, check the Twitch and Discord. They both have the stream schedule showing in your local time zone. And follow the gaming channel. We have a gaming channel, Games Are Bastard, where we put the VODs of our after shows when they happen. Link down below, or search for it, is the same username as James R. Bastard. Swap the J for a G, and you got it. And yeah, there you go. Spring Emotions from the Sonic Runners OST. Really lovely stuff, man. Really, really lovely. But yeah, let's move on.